Hello, everyone. Amanda Williams, MD, MPH, here with you today, and I want to talk to you about energy, but going even beyond energy. So, we have this fabulous formulation, and it is known as Energy HX. So, as the name would imply, one would think, of course, this would be beneficial for energy. And you are correct. So, it is a combination of ubiquinol, so that's coenzyme Q10 in its antioxidant or its reduced form. So, it has Kanika. Remember, when we're thinking about our CoQ10, we want to make sure that we are using the Kanika form that is made here in the United States, and that is that highly absorbable form of coenzyme Q10. So it contains Kanika ubiquinol, but it also contains ginseng in this. So ginseng has been around for a very, very long time. Traditional Chinese medicine, you can date it as far back as you possibly can when it comes to herbal options that people have used medicinally throughout hundreds and hundreds of years. So, why would we combine the two? Why would we put ubiquinol along with ginseng? Well, obviously, we are going after that mitochondria energy production pathway. So, we are thinking about the formation of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which is very, very important because if our cells lack the ability to make ATP, they start to kind of dwindle away. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want to go down that pathway of mitochondrial dysfunction because it basically creates an environment to which our cells no longer are thriving, hence no longer surviving. So we definitely want to avoid that. So anything that we can do to make sure that we have the ability to produce cellular energy is always a good idea. So we know that ginseng has been studied extensively in terms of this really unique and finite ability to get into that mitochondria and help to promote that ATP production. So we know ubiquinol, CoQ10, this is naturally occurring in the body and it's part of that electron transport chain for the mitochondrial production of energy. So we have one thing that's naturally occurring, and then we take this wonderful thing from nature known as ginseng, and the two work together within the heart, the energy maker of the cell, to generate energy, which is very, very important. Now, we use Panax ginseng, which is key. And Panax, interestingly enough, is known in the medicinal world. Just the term Panax means all healing. So when we think about Panax ginseng, well, this is why we're not limited just to energy production. We know that Panax ginseng has been studied across the spectrum when it comes to all of its many different health benefits. So we're talking cardiovascular, which would make sense because when we think about the heart, what do we know? The heart likes to utilize energy, but it also really requires a lot of energy production, which is why ginseng has been studied extensively when it comes to vascular function, when it comes to maintaining healthy blood pressure. So there's a lot of different utilizations and so many different studies out there showing the true impact of ginseng on cardiovascular health. But we also know it can be very beneficial for brain health. So we think about areas of high energy output, we think heart and brain. So we know that Panax ginseng has also been looked at as being beneficial. Now, interestingly enough, when we think about the effects of stress on the body, we know that one of the things that can happen is that these cells kind of pull back because they're trying to protect themselves. But in doing so, we can lose that ability to generate energy. So we see this in chronic stress situations, which is why Panax ginseng has been studied exactly in that type of a scenario where they took healthy adults, they put them into a high stress situation, and they gave them Panax ginseng to see how would the body actually respond. And what they found was quite remarkable. They were very resilient to that high stress environment, which is key. So, and this was just using 200 milligrams of Panax ginseng, which is quite interesting because that's what we use in our Energy HX formulation. It's 200 milligrams of Panax ginseng along with 60 milligrams of the ubiquinol. So, this particular study, they took this group of healthy individuals and they said, okay, we're going to put you into this stress environment and then we're going to give you a task to do. We're going to have you do subtraction. Well, for a lot of people, if they're in high stress and then you say, okay, now we need you to do this, crazy arithmetic, for a lot of people, they're like, I can't think at all. This is just crazy. I can't handle it. But they found that the group that was given Panax Ginseng actually was like, you know what? Not a problem. I can simply do this, which I think is really quite cool. And it shows the power of ginseng. So when we combine the two, and we already know all of the many different benefits of ubiquinol. We know that every cell throughout the body pretty much is requiring the utilization of ubiquinol for its survival and existence. Then we know that when we add in this wonderful herb, ginseng, that we are really getting this power punch. So why do I say it's beyond energy? Because we know that that Panax ginseng is really working as a dual function. It also has this adrenal adaptogenic herb type property to it. So it's an adaptogen. So when the body is under stress, it helps to modulate that response, which is really quite important because remember, we want to try and save our cellular energy ability to make that ATP, that adenosine triphosphate. Now, what else do we know about Panax ginseng? We know it's been studied in the setting of immune health, which also makes sense because we know that when the body is under stress, we are more open to the potential of an immune system kind of a breakdown, which is why people have always known, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not staying hydrated, if you're not eating right, you're more prone to getting just the common cold. So we know this. So we also know that Panax ginseng is very, very targeted at helping to support a proper immune system defense. And it does this in a couple of different ways. We know that there are these powerful active constituents that are contained within ginseng, and it is those that work kind of in conjunction with our immune system to enhance the body's ability to fend off any type of foreign invaders. But we also know that the ginseng itself is a very powerful antioxidant, which is helpful to fend off oxidative stress, which can create cellular damage. So when we look at the Energy HX, obviously we know we're focused on helping to enhance our energy production. And we do that in a twofold way. We take that Panax ginseng, we marry that with that Kanika made in the USA, ubiquinol, that coenzyme Q10s. We marry those two together, which helps to enhance the cellular energy production, but at the same time, we're getting all of these other wonderful benefits. We're getting the support that comes along with blood glucose support, so helping to enhance insulin sensitivity and help to regulate our blood glucose response. We know that we're helping to support our cholesterol. We know that ginseng's been looked at in terms of healthy cholesterol transport. And we certainly know that ubiquinol is very important for that too, in terms of providing the body's ability to make sure that we're not ending up with oxidized cholesterol particles, which are not a good thing. They can certainly be damaging. So, this is a really cool blended formulation. I certainly encourage you to check it out. Go to invitehealth.com and check out the Energy HX. And I will be back with you in a few more days to talk about more wonderful, wonderful formulations. Thank you.